Parking slabs, parking lots, were the defining characteristic of a city. Spaces to park your vehicle prove how well, how safe, how secure the area you were in was. A enclosed parking facility meant that you were in a downtown major business district, some example of authority and status. Parking lot meant that you were perhaps not as far, not as the parking slab or the street side parking, but you were not at home and you were not necessarily in the safest of space because your car is open to the elements, which means it's open to people, which means, well, yeah, you have a safe place to park it, but hold on a second. When you left your vehicle with your shit in hand to make your errands, to go stand before your judge, your lawyer, your doctor, or whoever, you were never quite as mentally secure in this location and in your privacy being maintained. You prayed, you hoped, you considered, but you weren't completely positive that it would be the same when you got back to it. And God forbid if wherever you were going they didn't validate, which means you had to pay those outrageous rates, and you still may not have had the agency of the privacy of your vehicle. Then a parking slab, or worse, street side parking with meters and meter maids and all sorts of things that could happen when mass quantities of vehicles went racing by or walking by. Kids with keys in hand, vengeful exes who just happen to remember that that's your car, or worse yet, an overzealous police officer who, to fill their quota of performance, just writing tickets. Luckily, where you all are at the casino is a mecca to tourism and is a temple to capitalism. So your space is a lost leader to drive business into the casino. It's not exactly free, but the cost is, in consideration of everything else, at best, minimum. God forbid if you were to purchase 2 drinks inside of the casino, it would be free. You all are leaving your vehicle, package delivered to you from the hands of one valet who disappeared off into the rest of the structure, leaving you all with a bag in hand.
Yeah, I guess I'll check. I can't. This is one thing I can't remember. I can't remember what the fuck was in the bag, so I guess I'll just go ahead, take a peeksy doodle.
They were gold cards with our name on it.
Ah, bueno. Well, then I'll pocket my card and hand the others out to everybody. You know,
Something. Go on.
I really don't like the fact that it seems everybody expects us to be wherever the hell we are at the point in time that we are there.
So when you deal with omnipotent, all-knowing beings, what are you gonna expect?
Omnipotence is overblown and omniscience is a lie. Oh, I think people just set things up in case, and it just all looks like one big series of whatever.
Listen.
I fucking
As that rant begins brewing in your head, your natural reticence to the idea of greater powers, or worse yet, the idea of omniscient, knowing all. And as many times as it's proven that one thing is connected, related, dependent upon something else. Sometimes something as unrelated as missing a train cause the downfall of a major center of commerce. The old aphorism, the old tale about for the want of a nail comes to mind. And worse yet, the voice that it comes to mind in. Knowing all. It is not a reward. It is not a sign of power. Knowing all. Seeing all. Smelling all. And worse yet, understanding all of the 10,000 thoughts in the nearly 8 billion life forms bipedal on this planet. Roars, it squeaks, it tweaks, the growls, the lascivious thoughts, the lusty considerations, the sensual sadism, knowing all of your deep dark secrets. It is a punishment. Knowledge is punishment. So the ultimate punishment of crimes uncommitted is omniscient. Much like your thoughts now, dancing around the consideration of her. Look at him. Smooth skin, focused gaze, willing to charge into hell for you. The worst thing is, if you are unworthy, which we both know you are, of love, what does that say about
Well, damn.
Fancy, the moment the card touches your hand, there's a chill. There's all of the many wives' tales and superstition your family holds to. The horseshoe over each doorway. The practice you all have every new year for the stroke of midnight and only entering the house once you've all each placed exactly one brand new dollar in your wallets, in your purses. There's the whole day spent cleaning, making sure there are clean sheets on the bed, making sure that nothing unclean is in the house before the stroke of midnight, making sure that you all eat together, which is a hard thing when there's so many heads of steers, so many horses, so much more to do out there on property. Yet making sure that everyone sits, eats together. There must be something green, something from the earth. There must be something that you all took the efforts of preparing yourself. Hundreds of small little superstitions. And the card, breaking several of them. Gifts from a stranger. Money from the unknown. Receiving something you didn't earn. You've not done a job for Mirrorree. You've not done a job for this casino. You haven't traded your time to Mirrorree or this casino. And yet you've received a gift from a stranger. Money without effort. When it touches your hand, you feel a ice spider crawling along your spine. Your senses tingling with the realization that here is something that breaks several familial taboos. And there's not a damn thing you could do about it. What are you going to do? Take back your word, which is another larger family taboo.
This whole thing has constantly been feeling like being caught between a rock and a hard place. Just the memories and the bullshit about my brother, and now this shit. And we thought it was all done when he blew her up, but apparently it's not. Gotta do what we gotta do, right?
We gotta do what we gotta do.
You do, don't you? And it's so much worse for you, Lita. Not that there's a Olympics of suffering that you all are taking part in. There's no second place. There's no silver medal. There's no bronze. And there definitely is no, oh, perhaps there is a gold medal. Because as the card sits there, cool to the touch, heavier than it should be, feeling very much like the lead transmogrified into gold of the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, the heart of which the idea is to trade one thing for another, one thing of lesser value for another, without there being a cost. That's the secret of that pursuit. How to literally get something greater from something else. Lead, easy to come by, but still carrying significant value. Just as heavy as gold, but considerably of lesser value. And here in your hand is actual gold. Lower quality gold, as far as such things go, but greater quality gold for something as simple and redundant as a card with value on it so that you could play games of chance. Gold has a meaning in magic. A magic theorem. The properties of gold. Spiritual purity. And not in the way that most people think. Most people, when they think of purity, think of white, chaste, untouched, unspoiled. But in magic, in philosophy, purity means all of one thing. You can be pure and completely despicable, emotionally, ethically, morally, but you are completely pure. The other aspects of gold, as far as magic are concerned, are wisdom, divinity, or more specifically, the human pursuit of venerating the divine. Focusing on gold helps those of certain pursuits overcome negative emotions. It helps them focus on what matters most to achieve enlightenment. There's something about this. There's something about the weight, firm and cool in your hand, that is triggering. Because it raises the question as to what divinity are you going to venerate? What purity will you pursue? Wisdom itself is simply the application of knowledge. What knowledge do you have that you can apply to the situation?
Well, I think I know you don't get something for nothing, so I'll try my best not to blow too much money here.
Those of you all stand there with your gold, your bag of silver multiplied 100 times over, pressed firm and small to the size that it fits easily within the palm. It dances along the fingertips. It is a weight exponentially greater than that simple, almost 3 ounces this card weighs. So thoughts aligned where you are. What is it that you all are up to? You came here for a reason, didn't you? Are you sticking to the plan? Are you creating a new plan? Are you calling an audible? Or are you pressing ever onward?
I think ever onwards is where we gotta go.
Yeah, let's meet with the people in charge.
Up and away.
Up, and away.
There's no reason for the gaudy, all-consuming promise of luxury and wealth that you all are bombarded with. The moment you step into the causeway leading to the elevator, the moment you step into the causeway which you can take through into the casino itself, the moment you leave the surprisingly clean concrete structure where your vehicle has alighted, you begin to feel it. As kindred, warmth draws the eye, warmth draws the senses. Even for those of you rough and tumble and exploring and enjoying the outdoors, warmth, heat is a clarion call. Even when you won't bother to tempt the beast and rouse the vitae and put on a warmer appearance of mortality, you're not as warm as anything living. Even when you will pretend and mask yourselves in the cloth of mortality, you're not warm. You're not ever warm. So external heat sources, external temperature affects you all like nothing else. It is as close to a safe home, hearth, and the welcome of humanity as you all can get that warmth. And so as you all step into the causeway and the temperature moves a few degrees more towards warm, there's a gentle massage of your defenses. There's a gentle massage against you because as dead creatures, you do not have a circulation of any variety. Even when you mimic it, even when you force the vitae to rush from one end of your corpse to the other, it is still lacking that heat. And stepping into the causeway, all of that beautiful warmth, that few degrees is noticeable to you. And then there are the scents. You can breathe clearly, as if you're out on the plains on a crystal clear night. That air feels different. None of the noxious fumes and chemicals from the living, none of the respirating lives dissipating by the second. And the air quality changes. If you weren't so internally focused with your own thoughts, you wouldn't have been as aware of the changes along your skin or the changes in the air quality. But as you all are, your thoughts running rampant, running you ragged, when you step into that, it very much feels as if you've come home from a long day at work, been massaged with a hot, muscle relaxing, steaming bath, your favorite meal prepared for you, a warm robe and slipper so that you can feel human again. The day's drudgery scrubbed away, the day's pains and labor no longer in your view. All of the troubling thoughts of the idiots out there on the roadways, getting to, getting from, all of the arduous tasks necessary to complete your day's labor, none of it matters when you have that moment of getting home, a fresh shit shower and shave, your favorite terry cloth, soft, sumptuous robe, all the warmth possible with the aches and pains leaving not just your physical muscles, but your mental and emotional ones.
Oof. So I guess they're just really starting to feel it all beating down on them. Just
Yep.
drag it on. Huffs and sighs, just kind of rolls his neck. I'm honestly hoping that we can see this resolved as soon as possible. Says, just kind of looking around, taking the scenery in.
We're not, asking too much. We're just trying to figure out when the next big party is. When.
No, we've got to ask for more than that now. We can't keep to the old plan, really, at all. We need... Basically, we need a meat shield. A political one, but a meat shield.
Well, I mean, we can try, but I mean,
Well, anyways, India, why don't you take point on this one? You're, well, a bit more presentable.
And just kind of looks at him a little hazy. Poppies.
What?
You remember in The Wizard of Oz? When she gets to the poppies and they try to keep her comforting, soothing, that kind of thing. Or in The Wiz, similar, the poppies were dancing and they lured her into the city. This kind of feel like that. But yeah, sure, I'll be out front.
I was trying to ignore the giddy sensation. I'm not gonna lie, it's both incredibly disturbing and also incredibly relieving to feel all of the shit that's been going on just ebbing off of me.
Making everyone leave, right? That's what casinos do.
Yeah.
They lure you in, making everyone leave. So we have to. Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Wait, did you... Is this like a magical fucking thing, or... Is this just... This is a very lively atmosphere?
Can I tell?
Let's find out, shall we? Would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your either wits plus insight or wits plus blood sorcery as high as you can.
Okay.
Which is, speaking of the devil, as high as you can perfectly describes the individuals moving past you. The fellow gamblers and people here for the show and people here from places as far away as New Jersey. Well, no, to be perfectly honest, they're not really from that far away. They say they are, but for a fact, you picked up a Memphis accent and that son of a bitch. What the fuck does he know about Jersey? I don't really mind that it's starting to get to me.
I lean towards the guy
Energy beneath my feet.
who says he's from Jersey and smile at him. Jersey, they got the best sort of cheesesteaks, right?
Damn right, fellas, damn right.
I clap him very gently
That shit
on the
ever
back.
heard of.
Sorry, I'm checking my hunger.
As you all pause in the causeway and Lita opens her senses and begins poking at the world around you gently, because there's a cost for everything. There is a cost of doing business that involves every business you might be considered or been involved with. The business of magic is no different. There is a cost to awareness. There is a cost when you extend your senses beyond the physical world and perceive the things that exist there. The simple cost, the upfront cost, the price of admission is when you perceive, you are in turn perceived. Luckily for you all, Lita uses the most passive manner possible to detect the ebbs and flows of the worlds that abut this one. Across the veil, across the hedge, through the umbral, far-reaching seas. She doesn't dive into that world, opening her eyes like one would hoist a sail. She doesn't wave the red flag in front of the angry steroid pumped bull. No, she peeks around the edges. She uses her compact to gently gaze into that which she can't look at directly. And the definitive answer is maybe. Definitively based in the understanding of it. Just as little as 2 years ago, this place was called Bally's. Just as little as 2 years ago. In that time, the name has changed. The staff is all the same. Lita, being one of the few who has disposable income to blow whenever she wanted, of course, would have had the opportunity of being here and in other casinos here along the river. Just as little as 2 years ago, this place was called Bally's. In that time, the name has become the El Dorado, City of Gold. El Dorado, that famed place where the fountain of youth, the streets lined in gold so populous that you could pick it up off the ground amidst all of the other rubies, gems, and various valuable jewels. A place so laden with riches that even the paupers could purchase empires if they so wished. El Dorado. It goes to the truth that names have meaning. names have value. And even if this place does not quite reach into the umbral spaces, if this place does not quite purposefully reach across the veil or is affected by it, there are several places where power simply is, where two elements meet at the apex of a thing, the end of a thing. And in those spaces where a multiplicity of energies combine, a place where people go to change their fortunes, where their hopes and dreams have been weighted by the coins in their pocket, a place that sits along a raging river at the apex, the absolute center of that river. Oh, place like this one. A place where the energies of the living, their hopes, their dreams, their fantasies, and their horrors. A place that is run and operated by monsters of the night who deal in the true value of the human existence, their blood, their souls, their futures. So, maybe. And only maybe because you're hedging your bet so that you don't lose the shirt off your back and more. And saying openly and drawing attention to the fact that you understand that it is definitively fitting of all the things that would, mystical, magical, emotional energies.
Yeah, I can't tell if there's any magic going on, but if somebody wanted to do some magic, this would be a good place to do it.
Great. Well, I guess keep your guard up.
And just kind of smiles. Well, you know it's on the other side of Bethany.
What? What's on the other side of Bethany?
Louisiana. You know what they say in Louisiana, don't you?
No, I've never been to Louisiana.
La Bon Temps Roulette.
Well,
Let's go.
oh, okay. What language is that?
It's Cajun.
That's French, right?
Oh, French is a derivative.
Oh,
French is part of Cajun.
okay, gotcha.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted right now. Yeah, no, definitely. All of that, let it.
Trying to lighten the mood because she realizes they are so tense and nobody is going to believe they are in there for anything but shenanigans and fuckery if they don't get some sort of relaxation going. She kind of like lightly, as she says that, oh, I know my ass look real good in these jeans tonight, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't looking, but yeah, sure. It looks great. He says, just kind of making very, very sure to hide his face right now. So, asses aside, how do we know anything about the people that run this place?
Not directly, but you should know some of them all. I mean, right?
I mean, if they are my kind, then yeah. My kind of people, that is.
is your sort of people.
I see, I see.
Do you believe that your sort of people are beautiful people? Or at least simply physically attractive? Your sort of people. You're not an artist. You're just a carpenter who's gotten lucky. Carpenter who's you destroy. Did in Ohio.
Damn, Joji's self-consciousness is really taking a fucking driver's seat.
There's a reason for that. If he can figure it out, he's sure he can stop it. He can put that genie back in the bottle. But until he figures it out, until he figures out why in a casino, with the ability to let it ride on someone else's dime, is he, in fact, so very much bothered? Is it because he's picking up all of the subtle, constant psychological manipulation being done by the decor? Is he picking up on all of the many false promises of beauty unending? Is he picking up on all the hopes and dreams around him? His eye is, in fact, far faster than he gives it credit for. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to reality, we choose our reality in the moment. And because there's a difference in what actually is, what we see, what we hear, what we taste and feel, forming each of them their own separate understanding of the world, their own reality, we typically always choose what we see. Even when our eyes don't work, we choose what we see over every other fucking sense. And as you all have entered into the heart of the beast, the tabernacle to the true God of America, capitalism and greed at its best, Joji has not stopped picking up the constant barrage of information around you.
Then either this place is ugly to him, and that's why he's felt like shit since he's gotten in here, or he has spotted something, much like whenever you see a face or a pair of eyes in the periphery, but you don't consciously know, but your instincts kick in and make you feel paranoia. He might be sensing something aggressive unto him in his rapid fire information overload. There might be something he is sensing that's slipping past the net. He'll just I guess put a little bit of emphasis into trying to pin that down as they're walking along, trying to figure out what about this place screams to him that, you know, he is not welcome, he is not worthy. And just kind of over to India, just, hey, do you ever get the feeling that you're like a small fish in a really, really big pond?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of a medium fish in a lake sometimes, I guess, because of what my family has accomplished. But in general, I mean, once my brother went off to war, there were a lot more eyes on me because I was the only kid left. I guess it never really bothered me. Why, is that how you feeling?
No. It's just an odd question, I guess. I don't know. There's just something about this place that is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Something about
Maybe,
tonight.
maybe it's the sense that there are elders here, those who are stronger in the blood than we are.
Wait, there's an elder in Shreveport?
Well, elder than us.
Oh, okay. I honestly was about to start shitting bricks. That would have been intimidating. Especially one of me? The fuck?
As you guys have been walking and you've crossed the street through the causeway, you've moved past the machines where people swipe their debit and credit cards to load up cars or purchase cars, and scan their ID to prove who they are with the car that they have, and all of that. There's a small queue, there's a small line of people moving through the causeway past you and going there and doing this. You guys, in your conversation and then moving forward into the casino, bypassed it. You all move through the doors and are taking in the ambience, the warm reds, the cool golds, the marble that is used to make sure that everyone understands this is a place for richness. This is a place where fortunes can change. This is a place where it's okay to bet the farm because you're going to buy 2, 10 more after you make your winnings, right?
Hopefully.
As you all have been talking and moving into the space, security has closed in on you.
Oh, that very well might have been the lion in the bushes, but at least part of it.
See, you told your pop.
Excuse me, folks. Excuse me, folks. We couldn't help but notice that you didn't use the machines just there. Any motions past you. Is there a problem? Or you need to go to guest services? Have you already booked your rooms?
He pulls out the golden card. Yeah, we have prior engagements.
We're truly sorry about that. We didn't realize that you were gold members. Right this way. We'll escort you to the gold level.
Thank you kindly. Yep. Follows along.
As you all fall into the center of their cordon, as Bethanites, as members of your coterie, your home, there's a level of ostentation that even makes you, Lita, feel, well, you didn't just gild the lily, you gilded the lily, you bronzed it, you painted it, you managed to stick the gilded bronze lily onto the painting, and then you dipped the whole damn thing in a bucket of glitter and gold. That's what this feels like, because they form a cordon around you all. There's 3 on your left, 3 on your right, 2 in the lead, and 1 in the rear, keeping the other plebeians, the non-gold members, from getting close enough to even incidentally block your path. You all move through the remaining space of the casino towards a honest to goodness rebuilt from scratch by hand set of Art Deco doors on an elevator that is cordoned off with honest to goodness velvet rope. The other members, the other hopefuls who come to pray at this temple of excess for riches and wealth and entertainment that they will tell their grandchildren's grandchildren about, are made to feel less by your presence. Most of them are wearing designers. Most of them have labels attesting to their status and the money that they spent on something as useless as a pair of jeans. Unlike your ensembles, your everyday workwear, your jeans, not purchased, used, and distressed, but used and distressed because you've all worked in them, you've worn them, you've lived in them and died in them. Your fabrics soft because of use and wear, not because you spent several $1,000s to have some faceless, poor individual spend hours buffing and scrubbing and polishing and damaging the ensemble so that the cloth is soft enough that it shows use and wear that no one actually did to it. Your ensembles totaling up the value of your entire coterie's wardrobe, presently worn, against just one of those nothings that you are being escorted past, and statistically, they come out on the higher end. Yet you all are being treated as royalty made flesh, as if you are demigods and goddesses from on high, slumming with these others. Then you get to the elevator, and the head security officer, he clears his throat and holds out his hand. He hasn't hit a button yet. In fact, if you're being honest, as you look at the Art Deco hand tool doors, there doesn't seem to be a button on there.
Out of random, I
Kinda
just
looks over to the guards.
slap him a 5. Not money, but like, hey, high five.
No, your card.
He just feels very dumb for a moment before he presents the card to whatever edifice is here to receive it.
The guard guides you a half step to the left and moves your hand forward. There's nothing there. It is burnished copper and glass, and there's nothing visibly fucking there. But when you move your hand there, the doors open. And they step back and allow you entrance into the elevator.
As the tech guy, this feels terrible that I didn't immediately go like, oh yeah, no, it's a door that's open with a card on a secret spot. I should know this. But at the same time, it's one of those like, bro, how the fuck are you gonna predict that James Bond has interacted with this building? Like, it just kind of, oh yeah, of course. That's, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna, yeah. And walks into the elevator.
Now the causeway took you into the casino on the 3rd floor. There are 2 floors beneath this one of course being the gaming floor, and the floor where the 24/7 restaurants and bars are. The moment you step into the elevator, that's the last one of you all cross the threshold. It closes and begins rocketing you skyward. While you don't feel the shock of the G-forces acting on your body, you are sure that they are. This elevator is insulated and designed to remove that from, even though your senses, your hearing, your sense of touch and velocity causes your unbeating hearts to jump in your chest. The elevator takes off like a gunshot. It's literally just that sudden. The moment the doors close, it's moving. It's hurtling. It is racing itself. And then comes to a smooth, slow, spongy, soft stop. Like it's being stopped by a cushion of air. And the doors open into a suite.
Huh. Well, this is interesting, he says, stepping out, looking about. I assume are there any people here, or is it just a suite?
It is a suite, just a suite, and from your height, where you all are, you can see the Red River there. You can see the East Texas Street Bridge, the Long Island Bridge, actually, but everyone just calls it the East Texas Street Bridge. Across the river, you can see the skyline of, well, their central business district, the the Regal Louisiana Boardwalk, as it were. You got Joe's Crab Shack, another casino to your north, and another casino to your south across the river. You can see the yachts in the river, the train that south of you that cuts from Freeport itself all the way over into Bossier City, the Kansas City Southern Railway. People take pictures of it. People drive for miles around to get a picture of that. An honest to goodness train moving across the KCS bridge across the Red River. People spend hours waiting for a sighting of a train chugging along, minding its business across that river, across that bridge. You all have that view at leisure.
Oh. Okay. I guess. Lead on, India. I'm just waiting for the Dr. Evil skit at this point. It fucking fascinates me how much money these people have. But that's casinos in general, I guess.
India. She's been to some posher sort of things, especially in the rodeo circuit. There are debutante balls for families of color. So she also has participated in those sorts of things. So this isn't entirely out of the realm of understanding for her, but then this is way nicer than anything ever she's ever been to. But that doesn't faze her much. She was taught to walk into any situation with all sorts of confidence. Fake it till you fucking make it. She swaggers her ass on through here like she fucking up it. Oh, that couch looks real soft. And we should probably take our shoes off, but I don't know. Just in case we need to leave in a hurry, we might want to leave them on. And she's just kind of like smoothing her clothes. Wonder where our hosts are.
Problem. The moment the words tumble out of your lips. This card took you here. It didn't take you to a hall floor where you have to go and find your room. It didn't take you to an executive office. It took you to a suite assigned to the touch of that card to that particular elevator. You step off into this suite, and there's a very sinking suspicion that this suite
Did it cut you off? Because we didn't hear that last part.
it is a sinking suspicion that this suite is yours.
I think that might also be another thing that's eating at Joji, because the gold cards, the grand escort by security, and this place being, just all that it is, a grand monument to well, people that lose everything. He's kind of struggling with the idea that no, most people come here to lose everything. He lost everything and then came here. And here they are in this room now. It gives the impression that this is their suite. He's like, I've been handed something and told with no words to make it my own, to make it my home. And yet, this is a building that bleeds and robs everyone that comes in. They had to give me something to take it away.
Oh boy, did they. Because as you all make yourselves as best as you are able, as you all begin to brighten to the idea, this is yours. For however long it lasts, this is yours. As that crawls along your mind, the thing that drives it home, the entire east wall mirrors so polished, so clean. It takes you all a moment to realize that it is not, in fact, additional space in this suite. The entire east wall, an endless multiplying forever through those mirrors. The problem for you, Lita. For the record, from what you remember of power, places of power, what are some of those places of power?
In between places, usually, like where the sea meets the land, where the sky meets the sea, where life and death are intertwined.
Mm-hmm. And what makes glass? If you were to assign it an element.
Fire and sand, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Which are the joining of how many elements?
Earth and fire, I guess, too.
Mm-hmm. Then there's, the reminder of the earth in the silver, which is dependent upon the moon itself. Yep. And being this high, those mirrors on that east wall reflecting the view you have out of your window is a combination of air and
Land, sea, too. River.
Yep. Somewhere in time, the portion of Mirrorree that is humorous and can make and take a joke is holding her sides guffawing. You've all, the moment you stepped off the elevator into this suite, her priests, her royal conclave of quote-unquote living individuals consummated and consecrated this space as a church to her inside the hearth and home of the Ventru of Shreveport.
Is this
Whether
something
you share,
whether
you share that or not, Lita, is entirely up to you. But it is not something that is far from your mind. It's not something that is easily avoidable as you look at the setup, because in essence, that's what it.
Is anybody else feeling our patron at the edge of their senses?
You ever stopped?
Fair enough. I feel like he's amused.
I mean, this world is pretty much wrecked with the laughter of thirsting gods. Sorry, that was an old reference.
And you just kind of shrug. I mean, it is what the fuck it is. I'm gonna go take a bath. I haven't had one in a long time. And order me some new clothes. If we gonna meet these high marketing mugs tonight, we should probably lick knots.
That is a great point. I will go, I don't know, figure out where the closets are and get some being a bit more presentable than flannel and blue jeans.
I wonder if there's a discreet way I could ask about refreshments. I haven't eaten in a while.
Gotcha. I mean, there could also be a not so discreet way that you ask about refreshments.
Usually next to phones in the hotels, they have like a weird menu thing and the numbers you need to call the front desk and all that shit. I mean, this is a nicer place than most, so maybe they won't have stuff like that. But why wouldn't they? I mean, not everybody knows where shit is.
That is true. Actually, I could really, if you figure that out, Lita, I could definitely go for a spin myself.
Hmm. They might discreetly be able to get us a girl or something, I guess.
Now, Nobu, how are how are the ensemble of this room? Did they put a lot of detail and effort into everything from the molding to the fucking stucco on the ceiling? Like, what kind of effort am I looking at here? Not necessarily the beauty of it, but does this look like kind of slapdash I'm rich kind of things, or did they actually bring an artisan in here?
I wasn't going to fuck you over with that, Joji. But, being as you started to pay attention, would you be so kind as to roll your composure and resolve versus your Bane +2?
Alrighty. Ba 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 ba. Sure. Hunger play in here?
Yes.
Alright, so my Bane +2, I believe all of us start with a Bane of 2. Yep, so 4. Boop. And I'm never one to let myself walk over a railroad spike without screaming.
Alright, would you be so kind as to go ahead and hit, roll your, like, compulsion for me, sir? / compulsion, off to the races we go.
Plan and Toreador. Let's go. Obsession. Wait. No, okay, I fucked that up. I think I forced the result by clicking a clan. Select if...
Okay.
So you want me to just properly roll one and not just my clan compulsion?
Roll it. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
What does fate decide for you?
Okay, well, I'm hungry. We were just talking about food, and then these walls were like really good. I'm like, oh man, do they have the guy who made this on hand? I'd really love a taste of that.
There's a common understanding that in the blood is the life. Catholics say it all the time when they take the sacrament. It's in every novelization of vampire media since the dawn of mankind. Blood is the life. And in that opportunity, in that phrase, is so much wrapped up in it. The warm heat, the heart blood, the fixation and fascination of mankind, all of their feelings and the soul. It just takes on so many different permutations. And as you expect, as you count on, with this modern fixation on quick and fast and what it appears to be versus what it is, you were not expecting even with the hand tool Art Deco elevator. You were expecting a mech mansion-esque level of construction. You were expecting plaster of Paris. You were hoping for blown bubble stucco ceiling. You were not expecting hand-carved maple tiles using the actual natural ebb and flow of the wood as it grew naturally, used as the design carved into those tiles. You didn't expect that each of those mirrors were created in the old manner, not some machine-pressed plastic stick and peel garbage, but there is actual silver backing those mirrors. The glass is clearly hand blown. What most people would see perfections or ripples or attempt to mimic a funhouse's hall of mirrors are signs of human imperfections turned into art. The solidity of the walls you're expecting to be able to punch through, or hear the hollowness of standard modern American construction. You're not expecting that at each place you gently rap with the back of your knuckle against it to be solid, hand-carved and constructed wood base. There's no 2x4s. The entire fucking wall is effectively a 2x4. It's built with the construction to withstand, well, most things. It is unlike everything you've experienced in modern American construction, a work of art from the ground up. The craftsmen who were brought in to erect and construct this suite, if not this hotel, were masters of their trade. Not just prefab constructions, but actual carpenters and finish carpenters. This was a work of effort founded in the love of the trade. It is literally enough to bring a tear to Joji's eyes. It is literally constructed so well that he begins to greedily imagine what it would be like to commune with them, not just conversationally, but to absorb their knowledge and their experience and their love through the warmth of their blood.
Oh yeah, he's over there having a nerdgasm in the corner, basically, just rubbing his hand along the surface of the mirror, not only just for his own Toreador-based fixations, but the subtle influence of his patron god drawing him towards that in particular. And I'm just gonna put a little note here about you saying something about silver in the mirrors, but yeah, he's basically just ever so softly, ever so slowly running his hand over the glass and just looking for the small deviations in the metal beneath, the frames, carving, just looking for those personal touches that show that there was someone who made this out of blood, sweat, and tears, and the emphasis on the first of the triumvirate there just ringing in his mind as he's just like, if these are the creations of that person, of their blood, sweat, and tears, what would it be like to consume that, to be in a way made by that? Would I be beautiful? And so yeah, no, as you two figure out what you're doing and go to leave the room, yeah, Joji's basically just having a right proper fit. man turned himself into a wax statue in under 5 seconds.
You okay over there, boo?
This is beautiful. All of it. It's almost too much, but it's balanced so perfectly on that edge. Have you ever seen anything like this? He says as you continue your narration.
No. Just a small nudge for Lita. Their hunger for knowledge, their quest for the touch of the mystical, spiritual, the supernatural, has been a clarion call throughout their life. It was echoed by their father and their father's father and by their sire, and it is a passion for the unattainable that possesses them. Their worship of knowledge, mystical, supernatural knowledge. And to realize that you were used as a catapult to bring that enlightened understanding and that pursuit of truths deniable by the physical world, but no less factual, into this space. You all are literally in a small city at cloud height, amidst all of the elements, in the central sepulcher of your patron deity. The things that you could manage here, those who died upon this, for this, in this. While you didn't, you didn't turn the faucet on, you didn't open the gate, you are bombarded by the understanding that it would take so very little to do just that. To harness the powers around you, the powers that are coursing through each of you and taking hold of Joji by his short and curlies. The powers that has the raw animal attraction of India because of the curse of her blood, the wolves that are the gangrel, magnified several times. Because you're not a lover of anything living, to be perfectly honest. But as the moonlight enters into the space, conflicted and confronted by the power of man's imagination, i.e. the electric lights all around you, there is a certain diaphanous glow, a sheen that catches and runs along India's skin as she is attempting to counsel and comfort Joji. It is a promise of power, and it's mixing with your need to consume. If you can't have blood, you can at least have knowledge. You all consider that. It is 30 minutes after the hour. Let's take a quick 10 and be back here at 40 after. Everybody back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So thoughts, assumptions, considerations.
The Ventru who is at the helm of this is either secondarily or tertiarily aware that we are opposing someone that might be of benefit to them, which is why we are getting treated this way. I really like the design of the frame of this mirror. It's actually very, very nice. I don't know if I told you about that, but and we really, really need to move as quickly as possible, lest our unfortunately informed enemy spearhead the assault.
Okay. We can simplify that with time is in fact of the essence.
Yep.
The night burns far faster than its coolness would display. But do not be dismayed, because in this maze of your own makings, in this moment of superlative, sumptuous, sensual safety and security, there is a small respite from all that concerns you. The promise that lay here. It manifests as you all in the effort of pulling Joji out of himself, out of the artistry on display. And in his prayer towards your patron, in his unknowing appeal, in pouring his appreciation for the luxury around you into that mirror. As India's care and concern for Joji causes her to draw near, as Lita's promise of occult potential is seen being manifested, the mirror opens up, revealing Mirrorree in what could best be described as a steakhouse of old, and what could best be described as a symbol of America's past. It is still a very real thing in certain places throughout the Midwest, specifically Wisconsin, to have places such as this, though they're not called steakhouses in the Midwest, they're called supper clubs. And there is a membership based on locality, and the prices are weighted to appeal to those in the area. A little bit of everyday finery, a fine steak, an old fashioned, a conversation and congregation. It's very much a church. Most people don't recognize it as a church, but churches were literally just houses in their beginning. The same thing that is present today in all cults, which is what juvenile and immature churches are at their founding. Cults. It started in homes, in caves, around campfires, in places where people gathered, one and two and more at a time, spreading the good word, mouth to ear, heart to heart, neighbor to neighbor. And while the trappings and trappings of them changed throughout the years as those cults became churches through the ownership of land, where those cults became, instead of the fringe outside considerations, they became powers within the political structures of where they existed. Yet, the foundation of them is still the same. It's the same with every successful revolution. They all began where there is liquor, youthful bravery, and the ability to speak freely. And churches, cults, and such began their places of worship in the same considerations and the same trappings in the same places, where there were libations, i.e. spirits, neighbor to neighbor, and home, where a good meal could be had for both the body and the soul. And that became its own sort of establishment. Steakhouses, supper clubs, small diners by the roadside. My favorite grandma's kitchen. Not her dining room table, but her kitchen table. 3 a.m. talks and conversations. Late night cuddles and hugs and rubs along the upper shoulder to get over the hump, to get past what caused the heartache, where the good word was spoken. One heart to another, one neighbor to another. So seeing Mirrorree manifested in the steakhouse, you can almost smell the cigar smoke floating above her, past her, behind her. the wood, the warm environment, subtle murmur of those around her. I meet a friend. I'm so glad you called. I didn't think you would. Thought you'd run for the hills and break our arrangement. But it's good to see you all together and aligned and pointed at the right way, at the right person. If you can't control their minds, you can't get them all together, then take their money. You do know that the bulk of the entirety of the Shreveport Privy Council, the Primogen, they demand their tributes. They live on, they exist on, they thrive on, and are able to operate on and solely because of the master of the house in which you now stand. Carson Abagnale, C.S. Abagnale to his friends. The Ventrue blue blood and gangster of Shreveport, providing money and lending favor to every other member of the Primogen. He is the bank. And it will cause trouble for you. But everything has a cost. Everything has a price. I have not asked for anything, but for our relationship to continue in the most beneficial manner. Your target, your mission, if you will, so that I can help you do what we all need you to do, is to make sure that the Shamir, every other member of the Primogen Council, is hurting financially, and they are drawing on their reserves. They no longer have the manpower because of funding to send to the aid of the Tremere. For you all to do that, Mr. Abagnale must be
Joji just.
I wish you luck. And when she says that, the mirror becomes the mirror. You all are once more alone in all the sumptuous luxury of your suite.
There was like a kind of building almost frustration as she continued talking and occupying the space that was this beautiful mirror. And then as she disappears, it seems like almost unconsciously that burden is lifted from him before he kind of shakes his head a little bit, realizes what the fuck he just heard, and is like, oh, wait, what the fuck? Remembering, yeah, no, she's still in the mirror just because you can't fucking hear her. He just goes, alright, we'll get it done somehow. India, you don't think she means...
She's pretty clear about us needing to either.
Whoa. Just remember, everything has ears.
She very carefully slides her finger across her neck. The man that runs the charrette, or makes him otherwise indisposed.
Okay, we can figure there's a million ways we can figure something out. Okay. I don't even fucking leave it. You said you were gonna go. Let's handle that first. That's far. Without fuel, there is no fire. So Step one, get food, and uh, step two, whatever the hell. Do we? We could probably get a hold of and have a conversation with, and then. I mean, so long as the main objective, so long as the main objective is, the cause for the necessity of is accomplished, then we don't really have to, do we?
I very carefully and closely
mean-
walk over to him and put my hands on both of his shoulders and get my face like about real close up to his. Letter of the law versus spirit of the law sort of situation, I think. But my point is, what's the quickest way to end a revenue stream? Get rid of the place where they make the money. And she just kind of smiles at him.
Oh, you don't mean to here? I mean, we can't use it for the anymore.
I start nodding. I mean, if he's caught here, all the better, but at the same time.
Okay. Okay. But it's not like a guaranteed thing, and we need it to be a guaranteed thing, so you guys are gonna have to figure out how to ensure, the ball goes into the goal, so to speak. I can kick the ball, we just,
We could try some really high stakes gambling, I guess.
What?
I mean, see if we could, like, make enough to actually put a dent in the place.
No, that's not, no. I'm talking about you just making sure that our friend is in the right place at the right time for a very bombastic surprise.
I mean,
That's what leader means. We can combine the two things together. You ever been to a casino before, like kind of like this one? When you take enough of the house's money, they want you to speak to the man in charge, and he tries to see if he can get you to send some of that money back.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, okay. I'm actually really good at poker. Well, not poker. What's that? I forget the name of it. The thing where they deal the cards, and then if you get the right set, you're good to go. That's poker, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm good at poker.
21. Blackjack.
Blackjack. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still having a hard time looking away from this fucking mirror.
As much as you're filling me with confidence, I can bankroll you going after the really high stakes table I got.
Yeah, the only problem is the way I play blackjack is not it's very frowned upon.
That's the point. We're trying to get his attention.
I mean, okay. But how do we deliver the football to the end zone?
Well, why don't we get all dressed up and get ourselves together and have a nice meal? And then you hide the football somewhere in here? And we invite him back for a talk or something similar to that. I'm not the brains of the operation. I'm the brawn, damn it.
This is something I was playing with, but theoretically, we don't need all of our internal organs.
This is
What do you
technically
mean by that?
I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to... Like, if I bring a bat... How do I get it in here?
You acting like we ain't got stuff to make bombs out of here. Take a look around. I mean,
Looks
I'm sure.
at the... I could it wouldn't be too crazy, but... I mean, if... Is there like an open bar type scenario here, or is it like one of those order what you need type scenarios, Nobu?
Both.
Okay, there's probably enough high proof alcohol in here for me to do something. Okay, let's just solve the food thing. And I will, I guess, make sure the rest of it plays out however as well as it can go. I don't know. Yeah, we need food, and then we'll move on. And I hope this is the case, and Nobu, feel free to be like, well, you weren't actually at that volume, but I hope that we've been whispering or trying our damnedest to keep our voices as unheard as possible, because what we have said so far, if there are, since there are bugs, would still tip a lot of people off.
Yeah, anything of like major importance that they don't want to be overheard. India. That's why she got really close to Joji that one time. She was kind of whispering or making sure that it doesn't get overheard. That anything that she doesn't care about getting overheard, she speaks at normal volume, which has been the stuff about getting dressed up and going spending some money and wanting to meet the owner, that kind of stuff. She's like really playing that up.
Joji always sort of kind of speaks at a very low volume, generally. At least that's my intention. I don't know if you guys hear it louder than it actually is. But, yeah, so given that they pointed out there were listening devices, it is my assumption that we have been taking steps. And, you know, he'll just kind of look over to Lita. Hey, Lita, bring up the phone, see if we can get a bite to eat.
Alright, let me see what I can do. I call down and I kind of discreetly ask about beauty treatments involving plasma, I guess, and maybe...
Well, the first thing that happens, the moment when you pick up the phone,
Yeah.
it's unsettling. It is unsettling to be perceived by those you don't know. You pick up the phone, and before you manage to say anything, because it is in fact a house phone, it is a landline, there shouldn't be anything more than a dial tone till you hit 0 or 1 or some input on the phone. But instead, when you lift it to your ear, yes, ma'am, how can we help?
Excellent.
What a fucking way, bro.
Yeah, is there anything we might be able to do for you?
I have some unique medical needs. I don't suppose you'd be able to get me a bag of blood.
We'll send the concierge doctor to your suite post haste. To be so kind as to swipe your card.
I will. And I do so.
The moment you touch your phone, your card to the phone, You're not sure where you should be rubbing it, but you know that people do that whole chat thing these days. There's like phone to phone. And so you tap your card along the sides of the landline and, yes. Miss Cambridge, we understand that you have a medical condition requiring your face to be covered at all times. Is this necessary for the concierge doctor?
I believe so.
Well, I will inform him. Is this religious or is it in fact completely medical, ma'am?
A little of both.
Very well. We will relay the information on to the good doctor. He should be arriving in 2 minutes. Is there anything else, ma'am?
My companions are a little lonely this evening. Is there any chance you could send up some companionship for them?
Unfortunately, ma'am, it is illegal for escorts to be practicing this side of the river. We do have a suite of arrangements. If you are amenable, we'll send along the menu with the doctor.
That sounds lovely.
And some
Any other service we
clothes.
might offer for you?
I believe my companions are looking for a change of clothes as well.
Yes,
Something
of course.
for a
We'll send
business.
along the tailor. Will this be all? Yeah.
I believe it should be.
As Joji is just sorting the available alcohol by content. Hey, can you ask them if they have any Everclear?
Am I still on the phone?
That is entirely up to you. They did end the call, but you could always call back.
I will call back then.
Yes, ma'am.
My companion was after some Everclear.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It is illegal for us to sell Everclear. However, there is the opportunity of receiving Pernod. It is an absinthe, which is of a similar quality in regards to volume. There is also a ability for us to deliver a small portion of 151 or Devil Spring vodka, which is 160 proof. Would that be significant?
I believe all of those would be fine.
Yes,
Have
ma'am,
them
of course.
have them send them down with the arrangements, as it were. I like my company a bit eased. I don't know how to state that. You know what I'm saying. Either way, you handle it. I'm gonna get back to this. He says, just kind of like, I don't do so well in secret speech.
We'll look at the menu for available things when that gets here.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thanks.
So I hang up and wait for them to get here, I guess.
True to their word, the doctor arrives in 2 minutes. True to their word, the doctor comes with what can best be described as a mobile surgical unit. There are sterilized plasticized wall with a dome that is wheeled in to isolate the patient. There are portable EKG and a full suite of various implements, from being able to test the iron in your blood, the alcohol in your blood, to filter your blood, IV, and if necessary, full outright small local anesthesia. The moment they step off the elevator, it looks like a fucking hospital come to you, because it in essence is. You mentioned blood on their house phone, and normally that means that someone has been shot, stabbed, or otherwise beaten till they're leaking all over the floor. So as they step off the elevator, all 20 of them, there's also an additional 4 and 5 person that follows them off with cleaning utensils, bucket, mop, the sort of thing that you would expect from a housekeeping department, as well as a professional crime scene cleaner duo. Full hazmat suit, preparing to hose down whatever area that the crime took place in. And as you realize where you all are, what actually is at foot, and what is actually at play in El Dorado, the fact that they have that service available to their members, the fact that there are various services that would come in handy for a kindred, on site, on demand, points in only one particular direction. While it is a secret and the traditions are being kept, it is an open secret at best. And with that consideration, it is 10 after the hour. I'd love to thank you all for a lovely episode, and I will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Hey.
All right.
We might actually do this. Good night.
Bro, we're literally fitting to go play. We're fitting to go count cards and then burn the master of the house alive.